Hey guys, this is Alabama Deep, and I'm back doing another little video. Today we're looking at something a little bit different here. We are looking at a Fabre Lupa, and I'm wearing one today on my wrist. These watches are the best I can say it as Omega's bastard stepchild. And we have one here. It is running, but it's not running too smooth. It's running way too fast, and we've really just got to do our best to take care of this particular watch here today. Now, I've got a cat rubbing up against me right now, but I want to set this out to the side a little bit like this, and I want to try something new today. I've angled my camera back, so we're going to be working on it this particular way, and trying to keep everything within the shots that we want to do. If you hear Luna purring, Luna, be good girl. Luna, be good. Yeah, I know, having a cat on my table. Yep. We'll see how well that goes. So let's go ahead and first thing I'm going to do is Luna. First thing I'm going to do is kick this cat off this table if she keeps doing that. Next thing I think we need to do right here is we need to go ahead and take a look at the inside of this watch. This belongs to a friend of mine. I had once told him that I thought it would be a bad repair, but you know, I think there's hope for this watch yet. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take the back off this. And there we have it. We have the Fabre Lupa. As you can tell by looking at it, it strongly resembles a Omega. And we're going to do a little bit of work on this today. So let me go ahead and let me turn this watch around. And first thing I'm going to do is we're going to pull the pin out on it. There we go. Got that pulled out some, the stem. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to wind this particular watch down. It is ticking right now. It looks pretty good to me. I'll let y'all decide on that. I see nothing wrong with it. So we're going to wind this watch down and take all the power out of it. It's probably the best thing that we could do. So let me pull it around this way. And let me see if I can get in there to wind it down. I see the clutch. Let me see. There we go. We're going to let this come down. There we go. Not as much grace as I would want it to be, but hey, there we go. We do have it wound down. It should have stopped, and it has. And if anyone is wondering, it's called the clutch, and that's like the brake for the mainspring barrel and releases the tension on the mainspring. And by holding the stem and pulling back on the clutch all the way as I attempt to wind it to get the clutch to move, I then hold it back and I gently let go, and it did power down pretty fast, but I did have some control over it while doing so. So we now have this down, and I'm looking at this particular watch, and it looks absolutely gorgeous. A very pretty watch. So let's see. And there is the power on it. Someone has it all the way over to there. I don't like that at all. So, yeah. I'm going to move this over just a little bit. There we go. So I have that moved over. The fault on this watch is it was supposedly running way too fast. And that's the main complaint about it. So, sure. What I'm going to do now is I notice my little pad here. If I press down on it, there's too much cushion going on. So I'm going to remove that cushion, and I'm going to put it into my case holder. And I'm going to tighten it down, because I know one thing that we are going to have to do, other than a good cleaning on this watch, is we're going to have to remove this movement from the case and take care of it. So that's in there pretty good. There we go. Alright. So let's see what I can do here. Oh, I don't know about that. Moving that screw just a little bit. See if that's enough to take the stem out. We will see. Not just yet. So, okay. I don't like how it rocks like that. I really don't. Let's see. I'm using my red. Let me change over to my yellow. Go. Let's have a look at that. This movement is not in its case very well. I'm looking for any place, and yes, I see a place I can put some screws in to keep this in its case. I see what they were somewhat complaining about. I see this movement ring right here. Yes. Most definitely. I don't like that. But we will address that in a second. Or address it right now, maybe. Let me go ahead and get this movement spring out of here. Okay, so I got the movement spring out. It's kind of in my way anyhow. And let me see if I can turn this screw just a hair bit more. And I'm going to show y'all a trick in just a little while of what I can do if you have an issue with your screwdriver. My screwdriver is very fine, but it's still having issues fitting into this particular screw. So if you give me 1 second, I'm going to show you what I do with that. And I'm sure several other watchmakers out there do the same thing. First I go into the cabinet. Let me see if I actually have what I need. Let's see. Looking on top. Don't know if I have it exactly here with me or a piece of it. I'm looking for some sandpaper. Yes, here we go. Here is a piece right here on the floor, right by it. And what I do is if I have if I have, and let me move this out of the way. Let's say if I have a screwdriver that's like this, and this is a cheap one, and I can't get my driver in there, especially a very fine one like this, I come in here, and first thing I do is make sure the angle's right. I just start sanding it. Not only does this sharpen it, but it helps bring the tip down as well. Okay. Now let's try it with the watch. And if you notice, I covered up. I don't want any sandpaper in it. That'd be pretty gritty. Okay, so here we are. And now I'm going to take it back out of its case because it wants to rock. This is one from the 60s or so. Let's see. It wants to come. There we go. It is loose, and now it's out. Let's move that over to the side. So I got this out now. So let's put you back up on here. So now I got the stem out. Let's take a little bit more of a look here. I'm looking at it. Movement seems pretty clean. Let's turn it upside down. Let's take it completely out. And so it is. I'm looking at the hands of the Fabre. Okay. There we go. It is in. And you know, I think this is going to work pretty good the way I'm doing it now, with it angled kind of out. I think that's what other watchmakers do that do their shows. So we're going to roll with that. And at the same time now, I have to remove the hands. Now, I don't want to, you know, scratch up this dial, because this is a vintage watch. It is a Fabre Lupa Sea Chief, like mine. You know, I don't want to screw it up. So we're going to put a bag over this, as I'm sure you've seen done dozens of times on other channels. Because this isn't one I'm like a counterfeit. This is a legitimate watch. So we're going to show a little bit more respect towards it than we would with a fake. And so there we go. We got the hands off now. Alrighty. And I got some more parts in that I didn't have at the time when I first received this watch, and it has been on hiatus. Along with his I'm trying to remember the name of the watch I have. Shit, it's a very expensive watch. It's a Paget, I think is what it's called. Anyway, it's a very, very expensive watch, and I don't want to screw it up. So now I'm going to look at this, and I'm looking at the sides. Oh, well, okay, I was going to take the screws off for the feet, but apparently this does not have that. It has, it's just kind of sitting there. So, alrighty, my friend. If you just want to pop on out, you just pop on out. Okay. This doesn't really necessarily seem to be in that bad a shape from what I'm looking at. Okay. Very, very fine screws. Fine everything. Ah, yes. I'm looking at it. I'm enjoying my view too. Let's see. I gotta hold this again. We don't want to scratch this up. There we go, it's turning. And I got to be very careful with this one. I will point out that, let me check that out right there. Okay. These screws are very, very shallow. I mean, very shallow, as in, they are aged quite well. And I'm going to use my technique like I talked to y'all earlier. I'm just going to spin the screw around on the outside edges since it is loose. And what I tell you again, it is magnetized. My screws are not, I can assure you. And my instruments are not, I can assure you. But this watch, definitely magnetized. So, that's probably another reason why it's running fast. But, it couldn't hurt to do a little bit of a service anyway. I do see some rust on here. So we're going to remove that gently. Put that off to the side. I do have the clutch in here. This clutch, I need to remove that. The clutch seems more modern. I do see the spring in there. Now that is interesting on that. That's very nice. Okay. And I don't want to mess this up, but it seems to be somewhat difficult to remove. So let me bring it in here with my yellow. There we go. Mr. Yellow always does the trick. Mr. Yellow is now there. Okay. And much like before, I'm going to go around in a circle until that is removed. Get off. I have a cat sitting right here on top of this. Goodbye, kitty. Not today, sir. Shut up, cat. Oh, goodness gracious. There's the clutch. Got the clutch moved off to the side. Now there's a spring right here. We need to be very careful with that spring. If we're not careful with that spring, then I can assure you it is going to go flying. So I have a little bit of, I think it's called Rodico. I think it is, I don't know. We're gonna move it. And we're gonna put that right over the spring because I know it's gonna want to go flying. We don't want it to go flying. We want it to stay in place. So, gotta be very careful with these springs indeed. Go. And I got the spring. Kind of looks like a question mark. Okay. Now let's see here. How does that look so far? Looks fairly good. Very good indeed. Okay. Now we have this particular wheel. This is a reverse screw. And so for it, I have to act like I'm not, I have to act like I'm tightening it up. God, I hate flies. There we go. And much like I said before, it's loose. We're going to move it around sideways just like I did before. Now it seems to be a little stuck. I think I'm going the wrong direction with it. Yeah, I think I was going the wrong direction. I was tightening it up. I'm just so used to going that direction. But this is, since this is the opposite direction here. We got it. And now it is out of the way. Oh, wow. Big old black hair. Not good. Alright, so here we are. And like on my last video, I was talking about the cheap ass watches. Okay, you got one bridge, basically two bridges, three bridges so far. And not just one main plate that's going to screw everything up for you. A sip of my dew. And so now it's time to take 1 and 2 screws out for the train wheel bridge. That one's a little bit easier. I'm putting my parts next to each plate. And now that one. And just like I said before, I'm going to go around it, the sides. And now this plate should come right off. And it does. Okay. Now, I'm looking at it. There's the escape wheel. Da, 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 da. And I'm looking at this watch, looking for how dirty it is. And so far into my investigation, guys, this doesn't look that dirty. As a matter of fact, I don't think it's bad at all at this point. But I also don't see any oil. I don't see any lubrication on here at all. So, wonder if I should put it into my cleaning machine or not. I've come this far, so yeah, sure, why not? We're going to go ahead, we're going to put it into my cleaning machine. I want to pull on this just a bit. I want to see what's up. That comes completely out. This comes completely out. And now I can see the underbelly of it. You know, I'm looking at this more and more. I don't think I have to do this. I don't think I have to put this into my cleaning machine at all. It just looks dry as hell. Who the hell would put a watch together and not put lubricant on it? I tell you what I will do, okay? I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to drop this one piece into my cleaning machine. And that is just because it's there. So I'll drop it in, sure. We're going to run that for a couple minutes. But yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why the rest of it needs to be cleaned. I'm just going to do that one just because the jewel's on there. I mean, why the hell not? Just go ahead and do it. The rest of this, it looks oakley dokley to me. I do see a little bit of rust on this one portion here, but I mean, you know, I mean, it's on the outside, it's not on the inside. I see no erosion anywhere else on this watch. So, all right, I don't know. We'll just go ahead and we'll just continue onward here. Now, Luna, I can trust you, I hope. We don't want the kitty to mess up this nice movement. Okay. And Luna decides, she's like, well, if you're going to judge me of that, I'm leaving. And so she left. Come on, Luna.